fire gets a new truck, the Good Giving Challenge, and what goes into making Lexington festive. We'll show you this and more up next on this edition of Lexington Now. I'm Brad White in for Sherelle Roberts, and this is Lexington Now. The Lexington Fire Department unveiled its new custom-built fire truck this past week. Designed by a committee of experienced Lexington firefighters, Rescue One will respond to specialized emergencies across Lexington.
Well, welcome. Good afternoon, everybody. Today we are here at Fire Station number 1 to unveil a new piece of equipment that will be stationed right here, one that continues to make Lexington's fire department one of the best equipped in the country. But before I go any further, let me recognize the council members who are here: Vice Mayor Steve Kay, Kathy Ploman, and Joe Smith. And somebody said this is Joe Smith's birthday. So happy birthday, Joe. Thank you all for being here. Since 2010, Lexington has invested $17.9 million, that's almost $18 million, to improve our firefighting equipment. And that includes $14.3 million on new trucks. We've added 2 new ambulance units as well, and we've built 2 new stations. Now, with a lot of hard work, smart work by our firefighters, and with this investment, we have built our fire department into one of the highest ranked departments in the country. Let me say that again. We have built our fire department into one of the highest ranked in the country. And this new truck that we're unveiling today will certainly make Lexington a safer city. Now, this is a new Rescue One. And something that makes this new Rescue One very special is the involvement that so many of our firefighters have had in its design. And I want to recognize them right now and give them a shout out, beginning with Assistant Chief Todd Reese, Battalion Chief Phil Bittner, Captain Ryan Hogston, Lieutenants Mark Isaacs and Doug Hargraves, and firefighters Wes Gilliam and Corey Calloway, along with retired Assistant Chief Harold Hoskins, retired Battalion Chief Greg Baer, and retired Captain Chris Frantz. All have worked together over the past 3 years, using their past experience to design this truck that will be able to respond to specialized emergencies that come across our city. So we thank them all for their commitment to this project and to the lives that will be saved through their knowledge and through their expertise and the implementation of this new equipment. So let's give them a big hand. Thank you all so much.
Good afternoon. I want to thank Mayor Gray and the council members for once again making sure that we have the equipment we need to best protect the citizens of Fayette County. This is a great day for the Lexington Fire Department, and I'm very proud to unveil the new Rescue One truck as Lexington Fire Department's newest frontline apparatus. The 2017 walk-in heavy rescue was custom built for Lexington by E1. It will replace the 2009 Pierce rescue truck. Rescue One will continue to be stationed at Lexington Fire Station number 3 on Merino Street. The Lexington Fire Department has always responded to every emergency, but it became apparent that an increasing number of those emergencies required more specialized training and equipment. In 2005, the department reorganized its approach to these events, and Rescue One was formalized and put into service. The crews on Rescue One have unique training in a multitude of rescue specialties such as confined space rescue, high and low angle rescue, and rescue diving. And being the horse capital of the world, we can't forget large animal rescue. Rescue One is unique when it's compared to other trucks on the fire line in the way that it serves the community. Most of the incidents our department responds to are frequent enough that they're almost routine. There are incidents, however, that require a lot of expertise and specialized equipment. It would be cost prohibitive to train every firefighter for these events or to duplicate that type of equipment across the other 40-plus fire trucks. Rescue One serves as a repository for our specialized personnel and equipment. In closing, I want to thank the Rescue One Truck Committee for all your hard work. Your vision for this truck will serve as our future for our rescue team, and I think you did an outstanding job. Can we get another round of applause for them?
Well, the mayor said earlier that we're one of the highest rated fire departments in the country, and I truly believe that. But you know, that doesn't happen by itself. There are a lot of things that go into being a quality fire department like we enjoy here in Lexington. You know, we have to have great people, and we do that. I get to see examples of that every day in the reports that I read. But we also have to have a mayor and a council who stand behind us and recognize the priority of public safety. And I can tell you from the seat that I sit in now, I have never seen our current administration and council members ever consider retreating from public safety being a #1 priority. And so that's something that really allows us to be who we are and to provide the high level of service that we do to the citizens of Fayette County. I toured this truck about 2 weeks ago when they were installing equipment on it, and I was absolutely amazed at the capability that this tool brings to what we do every day. So please take a look at it. You're going to be impressed with it. It's state of the art. We've already had fire departments from all over the country calling us to find out, because this has sort of become the new benchmark of this kind of a tool and this kind of an operation in the United States. So please take a look at it.
The Bluegrass Community Foundation is once again setting the Good Giving Challenge. The challenge is designed to facilitate donations to 120 local charities and nonprofits.
Welcome to the 2010 Good Giving Challenge Philanthropy Pep Rally to launch the 2017 Good Giving Challenge. We are so glad that you all are here. And my name is Lori Preston. I am the Director of Community Engagement at Bluegrass Community Foundation. And I want to welcome you on behalf of Bluegrass Community Foundation and our fabulous partners at Smiley Pete Publishing, Chuck Creasy and Chris Eddy. Who do wonderful things for the community, but one of the things that we are most excited about is the Good Giving Challenge. It is our featuring these fantastic 120 nonprofits who do so much for our community that I always say this on my radio show once a week, imagine our community, Central and Appalachia, Kentucky, without nonprofits. It's kind of hard to imagine, right? So I thank you very much for being here. I'm just bring up Lisa Adkins, our President and CEO at Bluegrass Community Foundations, quickly to talk a little bit about the challenge.
It's my pleasure to add my thanks and welcome to Lori's. So thanks to everyone for participating, and thanks to the thousands and thousands of donors that have made it all possible. At the Community Foundation, our goal is to make the communities we serve the most generous, vibrant, and engaged places they can be, and the Good Giving Challenge is an important way to help make Lexington, Central and Eastern Kentucky the most generous places they can be. So get ready, get set. You're going to go to bggives.org and give. We hope this, during our 50th anniversary year at the Community Foundation, is the biggest year by far. Let's see if we can top $1.6 million.
And now, of course, I'd love to bring up Mayor Jim Gray of Lexington, because 71% of our fantastic nonprofits are right here in Fayette County in our beautiful city of Lexington.
Lori. Thank you, Lori. Thanks, Lori. Hey, what enthusiasm this is today. You all give yourselves another big hand. Wow. And big hand again to Bluegrass Community Foundation, to Smiley Pete, Chuck, and Eddie. Thank you guys so much. Big, big, big deal. I also want to recognize Councilmember Kathy Ploman, who is with us this morning. You know, Lori, you said it well. You said this is the Good Giving challenge, and I would say in a good giving city. So thank you so much. Now we know, as you said, there's a lot here in Lexington, but there's a lot represented throughout Central Kentucky. And so for all of those beyond the borders, beyond the county limits of Lexington and Fayette County, we thank you as well. Lisa, you said it well. Already a big goal, more than 1.6 million. This is the 7th year, and that represents an astonishing, really an amazing success. We want to thank everybody again for all that you do. Now, I'm going to do what mayors routinely do, and that is issue a proclamation. And it talks this way. There's a bunch of whereases in here, you all. I'm going to read a few of them. And it says, Good Giving Challenge, Good Giving Tuesday. Whereas Giving Tuesday was established as an annual national day of giving on the Tuesday following Thanksgiving. And whereas in Lexington, Giving Tuesday is the kickoff of the Good Giving Challenge, an online giving campaign that continues through the end of the year. And whereas since it started in 2011, the Good Giving Challenge has raised $7 million for charities inside and outside Lexington and Central Kentucky, including $1.6 million in 2016. And whereas congratulations to the Bluegrass Community Foundation and Smiley Pete Publishing, co-sponsors of the Good Giving Challenge. Now therefore I, Jim Gray, as Mayor of Lexington, do hereby declare Tuesday, November 28th, 2017 as Good Giving Day in Lexington. That's it. Thank you all. Thank you. Now here, I'm going to hand this to you.
Yes, sir.
There you go. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you all for being here. Please talk to all of these nonprofits, learn more about them, and go to www.bggives.org and give, and support these great nonprofits. Thank you all for being here.
For more information on the challenge and the Bluegrass Community Foundation, visit bgcf.org. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Right after the break.
We have more miles of running water than any state in the continental U.S. You may not know it, but all our streams catch water directly from storm sewers on our streets. When someone tosses a cigarette butt on Main, it could end up in Town Branch. Don't trash the bluegrass.
In Lexington, we help our neighbors. This year, our city has experienced 6 fire fatalities. The most vulnerable groups are children and the elderly. Smoke alarms are your best defense in a house fire. You can help your neighbor by donating to the Lexington Fire Department's Smoke Alarm Program. Together, we can make Lexington an even safer place to live.
Welcome to Your Health, starring Your Hands. On today's show, washing your hands. If people don't wash their hands often, especially when they're sick, they can spread germs directly to other people or onto surfaces that others touch. And before you know it, everyone has come down with something. It's important to wash your hands frequently with good soapy water. Here's some hand washing tips. Wash your hands after using the bathroom. Wash your hands after coughing or blowing your nose. Wash your hands before eating, serving, or preparing food. Wash your hands after playing with your pets or touching other animals. Wash your hands after outdoor activities. Wash your hands before and after visiting someone who's sick. Wash your hands when they get dirty. And wash your hands after changing those diapers. Thanks for watching Your Health, and remember, wash those hands frequently.
Welcome back to the show. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, and there's a lot that goes into getting that look for downtown. Kathy Mobley tells us all that goes into the festive look we all appreciate.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go.
What we do is we put out a press release and we ask for trees They need to be, of course, the Christmas tree variety. They need to be about 40 to 48 feet tall and nice and full, like this tree here. And so we can get lots of ornaments on it. And then we cut the tree down and haul it downtown and decorate it. We also do all of the lights in the trees on Main and Vine. We put garland and ribbon on all the poles, the double poles on Main Street and all the single poles on Vine Street. And so there's over 4,000 lights on the big Christmas tree in Triangle Park, and then Main and Vine have about 48,000 strands of lights between all the trees. We put boxes around the big tree to make it look festive, and it's usually a photo op. We have Santa's mailbox in 2 locations. One's at Phoenix Park and one's at Triangle Park. You put your letters in and someone actually answers those for you. And the trees are lit in Phoenix Park, and then we decorate the front of the government center and inside the government center. So it's a long process. Everything is stored at one of the park facilities and we drag it all out. So if you came to our maintenance space, you would see nothing but Christmas decorations this time of year. We actually start in the middle of October, around October the 15th, and we start on Main Street putting lights in the trees. Now sometimes we'll leave them in and they just need to be reworked, but last year we took them all out, so this year they're getting all new strands. And we have actually found a different way to string them so that they don't have to come out. We're running them up the limb and back down instead of wrapping them, so there's no harm to the tree whatsoever. And we only change it, we'll only have to change those out now when they go bad. And then we run electric down into the tree wells, and those all are on timers and they come on throughout the season. And I usually have about 6 people down there. We rent the man lifts and we put 2 in each, and then I usually have someone who's running around on the ground to bring them supplies and stuff. And then at the 1st of November we'll add 2 or 3 people to start putting the garland and stuff on the poles. And it takes sometimes a week, week and a half, just depending on the weather. Now, of course, we can't work in the trees when it's raining, and we don't want people soaking wet playing with electricity, so we try not to do that. And then I usually ask for the list. Actually, our Lex Call department compiles that list for me, and when we're ready to go find a tree, we put those in around the middle of November, so I like to start a couple of weeks before and go out looking for trees, and we look at every tree that people donate to see where it would fit best and if we can use it. And we did find 2 gorgeous trees this year, so we will put those in our newsletter and thank the people who donated them, and then I'll call everyone on the list and let them know I did look at their tree and that we are either going to use it or we're not. It does take a very special tree to be the main tree because it has to be a certain size and a certain fullness. The tree lighting ceremony is always the Friday after Thanksgiving, and then once that's all done and everything is lit and they're all on timers, then we go in and do the government center, and that takes about 3 days, and I use 5 to 6 people to do that. We just go in and put everything together, lay it all out and put it together, and you can come in there that first Monday after Thanksgiving and we will take over the whole first floor of the government center with our supplies.
And if your tree wasn't selected this year, you can try again next time. Sometimes all a tree needs to be perfect is a year or 2 to grow. And speaking of growing, the need for donations at God's Pantry always grows greater this time of year. That's where Lex Park's popular annual Food for Fines program comes in. Gary Means explains.
Food for Fines just started this week, and we're going to run through December the 15th. That's a Friday. The way Food for Fines works here at Lex Park is you can bring in 10 cans of food and get $15 off any citation. And that means multiples, or say you have a $30 citation, you can bring in 2 sets of 10 to get the 30 covered. And we've had people come in with some of our more hefty citations and lug in a lot of cans, and we're happy to accept them. We work with God's Pantry. This is our 4th year doing this program and our 4th year working with God's Pantry. They're an awesome partner and they do great work in our community and all over the state, really. And so all of our donations go to them, and they come haul off barrels about every other day during this program. A little over 4 years ago, our staff was looking for a way to do something during the holidays and a way to give back. We had heard of one other city did something like kind of like the Toys for Tots. It was a Toys for Tickets program. And some universities had some Food for Fines, but it wasn't really widely done around here or in our industry. Libraries have done things like this for years, but in the parking industry, it really was kind of pretty rare. Again, this is our 4th year. The first year, we collected a little over 6,200 items. The second year, over 10,000. That was huge. And it tapered off a little bit last year to about 8,300. But altogether, I think it's over 24,000 pounds of food in the 3 years, which is like 12 tons of food. We're hoping this year will maybe be another uptick, but it could be that we were kind of clearing out a lot of older accounts and people found out about it. We're bringing in a lot of citations that were older. Maybe we're more caught up now. But nevertheless, no matter what comes in, it's going to go to a good cause. So if you're not sure you have a citation, or maybe you want to check for a friend, you can go onto our site at lexpark.org and just enter, go to the button that says pay a citation. You won't have to pay anything, but that gets you into the program where you can enter your license plate or your friend's license plate and see if you have a violation, and that will let you know how much it's going to cost you, and then you can figure out how many cans you need to bring in. What's really been neat for us as Lexpark is we've been able to influence other communities with this program. We get phone calls from cities all over the United States. We've helped them out with how we rolled our program out. I even got a call from the mayor of Ocala, Florida, who wanted to do a program in their community. So it's been really neat knowing that we're making an impact here in Lexington, but then reaching further out to other communities as well. If you have any questions about the Lexpark Food for Fines program, you can look us up online at lexpark.org, or probably for more specific questions, just call Lexpark at 231-7275.
The leaves have fallen and are covering the ground, and the city's annual vacuum leaf collection program is running at full throttle. Rob Allen gives us all the details.
Vacuum loose leaf collection is a service provided to those citizens who have residential garbage collection through the urban county government. If you live in a big apartment complex, you don't get the service. It's primarily for, as I said, single-family residential. Your leaves are placed in the right-of-way adjacent to the road. Usually there's a median strip of grass between the sidewalk and the curb. Don't ever put them in the street because that is a hazard for motorists and also can convey the leaves down the storm sewer system. But it is a one-time supplemental collection. We come through, this year we start November 6th. We come through your area and we collect these leaves. If leaves come down after we've been through or even before, or if you're in Europe when we come through, there are alternatives. Of course, your primary collection would be the yard waste cart. You can also use the yard waste bags, and they'll collect those weekly on your yard waste day. You can also haul them yourself to the Haley Pike landfill, or we always have the option of going with a commercial contractor. One thing that's different this year and years past, we are asking folks to set out their leaves either on Sunday night before collection starts in their area or Wednesday night. This is to help people so their leaves don't sit out. If we tell you to put them out Sunday night and we don't get to you until Saturday, that's quite a while for the leaves to sit there wet on top of the grass or with the wind blowing or things like that. So the driver for that is people would go to lexingtonky.gov/leaves. There's an interactive map. You would type in your address and it'll tell you your collection date and when you set your leaves out. An alternative is you could call the good folks at LexCall 311. They'll walk you through the same process if you're not comfortable with that map. Please do not include any large sticks, trash, debris, dead critters. This could damage the equipment and injure the workers. So really it's just loose leaves, no bagged leaves, no paper bags, no plastic bags. Leaf drop is not with the exception of ginkgo trees, it is a process, not a one-time event. So I mean, we actually started seeing leaves this year falling, late July, early August, depending on the species of tree, as you mentioned, like beech tree. Whereas you get into the later end with pear and some of your younger oaks, they tend to hold their leaves longer. So hopefully we'll help folks out. And as I said, if it's not exact for your trees, you still have alternative disposal methods that are pretty efficient. And we keep that yard waste program going usually through the winter. Last year it went all winter long because of the mild weather. So
we have a busy week in store here at City Hall, and several televised meetings are on tap, including the General Government and Social Services Committee, council work session, and council meetings on Tuesday. The final council meeting of the year is on Thursday. You can watch these live meetings and our other programming right here on Lex TV channel 185 or on our live stream, and find any meeting archived at lexingtonky.gov/LexTV. And our other programming can be found on YouTube at Lex TV. That's all for this edition of Lexington Now. Keep up with us all week long on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, and check out the latest traffic updates on Twitter at our handle @LexRex. Or get a bird's eye view of our live traffic cams on the city's website, lexingtonky.gov. For the staff and producers and Sherelle Roberts, I'm Brad White, and that's it for now.